Hi everyone, this is Zeiss here, and as you probably already know, on this channel I turn you into an RPG master. So here's a new game I've been playing, relatively new. It's still in beta, or how they call it, they're testing stuff. But in general, it's a Diablo-like Web3 action RPG game. What makes it different from the other games is that it's blockchain based game and you can actually trade and sell your gear as an NFT for a lot of Ethereum, which for some might be weird. Well, let's see what it's about and what I did. I'm gonna share my first impressions here. So I'm gonna log in the Europe server because that's probably the closest one to me where I am. And what I like about this game, I want to start with this, is that it's a Diablo-like. And as you already know, I like Diablo a lot. Except maybe Immortal and 3, which nobody knows why they have Diablo in their game names, right? But I played like 40 hours or something, and I created those characters here. Yesterday I started the sorceress and this necro here. Of course, the first thing I did is playing the necro. Um, and let's log in with this necro to talk about the game a bit. So you have your standard stuff here, like armor, HP, mana points, resistances, elemental and physical. There's also chaos here, like you have electric, flame, poison, cold, or I think it's called frost here. Yeah, frost. And you have the standard attributes: strength, dexterity, vitality, energy. If you hover over them, you find out what they contribute to. There's also detailed stats on everything, offense, defense, and other stuff where you can check your details. There's also here attire, that's probably for cosmetics. I didn't get any yet, so no idea, but probably that's what it is. You can also get a title depending on your achievements, right? You have the standard health and mana orbs here. Health, when it reaches 0 you die. Unfortunately, this game doesn't have hardcore mode, but by playing it I kinda figured out why. Mana you can use to cast your skills and perform actions to destroy the enemies, right? You have your belt here with slots. You don't actually need to equip a belt to use those, right? Scrolls of portal and identification. Here's the menu here. We have standard inventory, right? With the interesting thing here is that you have additional bags as additional inventories, and you can get those. But be careful to make sure to get those for your main character, because when you buy this from the mall here, there's no way to get it for the other characters, but there are other ways to get them right here. I think that's it. With this currency, which I have no idea how to get to yet, except to buy it. So probably there is a way, but if there's no way, this is expensive, but it's totally worth it, I think. So we have the standard stuff, right? Two hands, you can wield a two-hander like a scythe or a sword or an axe or whatever, or a one-handed weapon and a shield, helmet, armor, amulets, two rings, gloves, belt, boots, and there's also weapon swap, which I'm currently not using. Right. You also have 3 schools of magic on your skill tree. Every character has 3 skill sets. Like for example, this is summoning, this is poison, and this is bone actually on the necromancer, and the curses, which for some reason poison applies to as well. We have poison nova, pretty standard for the necromancer, I guess, and also bone spear and some new stuff, right? Anyway, so the game has 10 acts divided into 2 chapters. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the first chapter, and the second chapter again 5 more acts. They're basically the same but corrupted. So when you reach to chapter 2, things get drastically difficult. What is important to note here, I think, is you see on the map here it says 4 out of 4, 0 out of 1, 1 out of 1, etc. Those are cursed shrines where you get keys, and they are really important, especially when you start entering into the end game. You have this amulet pack here, which is similar to Diablo 2's charms and Last Epoch idol slots. So you unlock them by cleansing those cursed shrines. You get a key, it's a unique item, one slot item, and you unlock them. When you actually unlock half of them, the rest start costing 2 keys. And you probably noticed here I didn't unlock them all because some shrines on the world map are actually not easily accessible. You need to provide certain resources in order to repair them and start the event. It's event-like thing, right? It's like different type of events and with different objectives, like collect souls or stay in the area of the shrine or kill all monsters and all that. And there's a bar on the right which you can follow your progress on, but basically it's like a really quick event, maybe like a minute or two, and you get your key to unlock those. When you kill a boss, there's actually a campaign boss, there's this thing that you get. It's called the World Ring, and you go to the specific place here to purify it and modify it and craft it. It's actually very expensive to do so. So when you get this, you first purify it here, and it provides 1 to some stats. Unfortunately, it does not necessarily mean it should be for the class you're currently playing. And as you see, it's also this item is bound to your character. So you can't swap them between characters, you can't trade them. But what you can do is enhance them, like provide additional affixes on it, different skills, and also extract it when it's fully ready, and also combine them to get one that you actually want, right? That's a really interesting mechanic here. As you probably see here, there's some notifications, and this is one of the ways the developers are broadcasting messages, but you can also follow the official Twitter and Discord and all that to get the latest news, because they're happening quite often, I think. So basically, I think the game is good, but it has some tiny problems. For example, I like the visuals. Visuals are really good, top-notch. The sound production is fine. Unfortunately, though, it's not properly looped on some cases. Like, let's see here. You probably hear what I'm talking about. There's also the problem that not all of the NPC talks are voiced, and some of them are like automatically made, but I guess that's acceptable for a beta. Let's see about this guy. Yeah, he doesn't talk. Okay. So when you complete the campaign, there are actually 2 ways to end it, right? You pick either of 2 options. I only picked one of them for now. Probably on the second character, I'll check the other one. Something very interesting to note here is, let me see where it is. Okay, this is a key actually to activate those that I was talking about. There is one interesting currency. Let me see if I find it here, if I have one. Maybe I moved it somewhere. There it is. This thing. This thing revives you instantly when you die. So probably that's why there's no hardcore mode. Or maybe, I don't know if they plan to remove it. But currently, I guess they have it because the defenses here are really hard to stack. So let me demonstrate. This always provides 10% physical damage reduction. That's fine. But you start to get armor. As you see, it's not so hard to cap it like in other games. Like, you don't necessarily know what to do and how to cap it. You will probably need rune wards from the amulet pack here, because some of these drop with rune wards on them, and by completing an actual incantation, let's say, depending on how much percent it's completed, you get this additional bonus from those rune wards here down below. Right, so I was saying, the problem here is that the resistances are mostly multiplicative, which is a problem because let's say I have here 7 resistance, right? And let's try to demonstrate it in an easier way. Okay, this is flame, armor, pretty good. Flame, elemental, resistance 8. So let's remove this, right? And see what is happening to my resistances. 42 lightning becomes 38, right? 51 becomes 48 instead of it being additive. Like instead of 8, it just doesn't add up properly. And the list can go on like with the other resistances. So thing is, we have both options here, both additive and multiplicative values. So for some affixes say, let's say flame resistance 5%, and some say flame resistance 5. I think I have something like this on the sorcerers to demonstrate it pretty quickly. So defenses are not so easy to get in this game, and maybe that's why they have this solution here, which you can also get from the mall. Unfortunately, most of those things are, at least for me, for now, not achievable at all. And this character is just entered the end game. I did some dungeons here, which I will get to in a moment. But basically, when you do the campaign and when you get to this last act, this is the statue here where you activate your dungeon. So here's an example of a dungeon. If you played PoE maps, that's it. When you activate it, it opens 6 portals. When you get out, it consumes one of the portals. So consider those an attempt. And this is similar to the PoE Atlas here. You place those materials to enhance your maps, and you can also go to this NPC to develop your map. Like you place the map and same things here to additionally juice it. I didn't explore much of the end game yet. I did a couple of dungeons and I started a new character because when you get to level 60 you get additional keys for the game, which you can share to your friends or whoever to get some revenue from this. Like, let's get to the funny part. Now, when you go to the menu here, there is market, and you can list things to sell, right? And you can enter a price. This is the Spark currency here, and there's always 5% transaction fees. So this is how you sell your things. You can get additional permits. The first permit is 49.99 USD, but that's in like Tether dollar or Coinbase dollar, depending on how you pick it. But basically, it's crypto dollars. Not you can't buy it with a card. If you buy it with a card, it will probably cost more because of the transaction fees and all that. So if you have Tether dollar or Coinbase dollar, make sure to use that instead. There's actually a crypto application for the market as well, which you can download and you can use to log in the game. I don't think I organized this very well, but anyway, there's too many things to tell. So also, you'll notice here there's the standard thing to socket. There's also the Jeweler NPC, which you can go to and upgrade stuff, right? Let me show you here. You can add sockets here. For example, let's move an item, right? Like, you can't do it on uniques though, which is kind of weird. But you can use this to add sockets or other modifications. I don't have a relative item here, but here you can take it out. Let's do that. It's very expensive to do, obviously. But if you... Okay, I placed it here, punch, and there's a bunch of things you can actually do on this NPC. It's not just drill a hole. There's a lot of things to do. Okay, you can add additional sockets, and you can certainly add sockets and so on. So let's take this back, right? And there's also fuse gem. You can upgrade your gems here like this. Ting, 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 ting. Alright, that's pretty standard and cool, I guess. There's also jewel craftsmanship. You can reset to revert them back, and you can also exchange them for a certain other type that say you need for some reason, like shrine unlocking and stuff. What I can also say is that these developers are definitely the English is not their native language, like, because the English translation I find it sometimes very weird. And let's say the quest says you use the holy relic, and the item is called sacred relic. For example, just an example. I'm not saying that's the case. Just you can see things like this. But the general idea is probably Chinese people will definitely love this game now that Blizzard left their market. And I think this is a really good alternative, and many of the Chinese players will definitely play this, especially for the RMT part, because this game is not only a money grabber, but it also has a really high potential. And the funny thing is, you can actually go to the market of the game and sell and buy items. So let's do this real quick. Pass, it's called. Let me log in, and I will show it in a browser here. So log in. So I will get a QR code. Unfortunately, I am not willing to show you this login process, but I can log in with scanning the code on the login page with my app, right? You can also get it on your phone. It's really cool app. They developed it specifically for the game. Okay, let's do this. So I'm logged in here. Let me show you. Let me pull this up. Browser. What does it say? Pass. Okay, there it is. Alright, so here's the app. It's too bright for me, so I'm gonna use this. Right, so here are your assets. You can move around and wallets, but here's the NFT marketplace for the game, and you can actually sell items, and people are buying this. There's actually, there was at least, last time I checked, very high activity on this market, so people are actually playing, and look at the prices, man. This hammer thing and this XD costs 0.6 Ethereum, right? So let's see, Ethereum USDT, for example, that's a lot. So that's like $1,700 for an item. What the actual fuck, right? They're probably insanely good to cost that much, but the general idea is you can even sell lower tier gear. You don't if you don't have this, and probably you will not get this until you get extremely powerful in the game, and that will require a lot of gameplay or a lot of money to be spent on it. But like I said, I see the potential here. Look at this boot, man. 1.18 Ethereum. That's like a lot of money, right? Having in mind the price. But let's say there are the categories here. Maybe it was only on the app. Okay, boxes, kills, come on. You can actually get those dropped in the game, but they are extremely rare. So let's get back to this, right? I hope that kind of clarifies what I'm talking about when I was saying it's a crypto, like Web3 crypto game. There's this thing here, like the box of chaos, where you can use those NFTs. Chaos appraisal, boost value treasure, chaos affix forging, boost energy. You can exchange, transform the treasure. Right? It's a lot of things and a lot of currencies and a lot of things to learn about this game. It's actually that insane. I think the developers are very well educated or very well know what they're doing. And since this is a beta, the problems are kind of forgivable. And I think the future for this game is gonna be really good. Not to mention that this pre-season thing just started like a week or so ago, and I've been playing the games for like a couple of days, no more than 30 to 40 hours or something. So as you can see, also it runs really well on my system. This is actually the maximum settings, kind of. Temporal anti-aliasing, highest quality, I actually capped it to 120 because I'm playing on a huge 65-inch TV. The graphics card I'm using is RTX 4070 Ti Super, and it's overclocked, and it does pretty well. It actually doesn't use more than 1/3 of it. And also, CPU-wise, it's doesn't use much, just a couple of percent, which is kind of weird. The game basically has the same system requirements as Diablo 2 Resurrected, but this one is better optimized, except maybe Act 3, and respectively that should be okay. You have a pet, that's another thing, and expect yeah, Act 8, Act 3, and Act 8. I think they're not well optimized yet. So the cool thing is also this quest log on the right. You can click it to find where the quest objective is, which is, I think, pretty cool and could help with speedrunning. So let's get to that. 10 acts, like I said, and you have the main quest. You also have the side quests. What I think is, what I did actually on my first playthrough is listen to every NPC doing most of the side quests and all that. But for actual gameplay, from subsequent gameplays, what I'm planning to do is do the main story, like the main quest. When I get faster, more powerful, then do the side quest. Except maybe a few of them, if they're on the way to where I'm going, right? Because some of them are quite rewarding. Let me show you this sword, for example, that I got from one of the side quests. I think it was on Act 4. Casting speed plus 30%. This is actually quite a lot here. And you can also get 10 on your rings, on some of your armor, and it's gonna make your character really insane, especially if it's a caster, right? And also 43 energy. I want to give this to my Sork. Unfortunately, you have bound to character item here because it's a quest reward. And I couldn't get the same on the other characters, so outcomes of the quests and the rewards, and actually sometimes the objectives might be quite different depending on the option that you pick. So that's really important to note here. You can also get account bound items. Let's demonstrate. This is actually tradable, so you can put it on the market to sell it for currency, which you can transfer to cryptocurrency, for example, or you can put it on the market. You can get it listed as an NFT, and things get really weird here. For example, if you have a map which you can't complete, but you don't have the character to complete to, but if it's something which can be very rewarding for someone else, you can do that, I guess. Let's see. Okay, for example, this item here is bound to my account. I can easily swap it between my characters, but some of them, as you can see, is bound to character. Really hard to accept, but it is what it is, I guess. So stashes, you have a standard stash here, which you can buy tabs. Those cost a lot, obviously. I have, like I said previously, no idea how to get this currency. I'm not sure if it's only to be purchased. Hope not, because that's a quality of life you can't really go without. And you also have here account stash, where you can buy tabs, but they're more expensive. Right. So that's something to note here. Well, I don't want to make this video extremely long and take more of your time. That's basically what I wanted to show here with the game I've been playing. And I guess that wraps it up. Let's wrap it up real quick. Game is in beta. It's a crypto game. You can earn money by playing it. Visuals are really good. Sound is good, well produced, but not properly looped. Not all characters are voiced. The story is really good. I find it very interesting, and the replayability is really good. You can when you complete the campaign, you can run those maps like crazy, depending on how powerful you get. And you can also play with the controller. That's actually how I play it. For this showcase, I'm using a mouse and keyboard, but I usually play with controller. I think the character control could be also improved, because when you cast a skill, you can see that the bar is inaccessible, right? You can't animation cancel. That's probably why they did it. But at the same time, let's say you can't perform another action like drinking a potion. It's a kind of a Souls thing, not really a Diablo thing. But you get the idea. I guess that wraps it up, guys. Let me know what you think about this game in the comments. Feel free to come to one of my live streams to watch me play it. I'm probably gonna play it at least until before Diablo 4 Season 4 starts. That I will definitely play, only seasonal hardcore, as you probably know if you follow the channel. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say here. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Zeiss out, take care.